Yo, what's up, people? It's your boy. I'm Chris the Dom One, and I am back. Video, Ronnie, Bonnie, Ricky, and Mike. If I got girls, I know I like Candy Girl. Okay, sorry about that. I'm gonna give y'all some New Edition news. New Edition, after that series that premiered on BET, New Edition started gaining momentum as far as people wanting to see these guys go on tour. And then they promised not only an album but a tour. And ever since that biop premiered at BET, which was like a couple of years ago, the members have been trying to figure out a way on how to not only create an album but to create a new show with all 6 members. Now, if you are familiar with the history of New Edition, these brothers are like family. And just like family, sometimes an argument could stand in the way of a family doing the right thing and working as one. And that's what's pretty much going down with New Edition. A lot of people have been throwing rumors out there that Ralph has been let go by New Edition. He's been fired by New Edition. Johnny Gill has left New Edition, the last tour they were on. And a lot of people were assuming on the writing on the wall that even Johnny Gill was even let go by New Edition. It comes to find out that Johnny Gill as well as Ralph owned the trademark to New Edition. So they have ownership with that name, with that label. Now, all the members, including Johnny Gill and Ralph, they still get royalties when it comes to like videos, songs, things of that nature. You know, all that's still going to be keep going and keep moving. But who owns the IP is Ralph and Johnny Gill, which when I was thinking about it, I'm like, wow, I understand Ralph having ownership with New Edition, but you would the name New Edition, but you would think the other original 4 members would have their name on the IP of New Edition. Okay, but that's neither here nor there. Now, in recent interviews, and it really doesn't matter if you listen to Ralph talking about this, as well as Johnny, as well as the 4 members, they're talking about they're going through some things, they're going through some struggles right now, and a lot of their problems and the reason why they're arguing is due to finances. Let's just face facts and face reality. New Edition is not like a big draw like it was in the 80s and in the 90s, okay? They have an active fan base, an active community, but having all 6 members under one stadium, and now they got to split, the gate money, it makes it kind of hard and it makes it kind of difficult. Now, a lot of people were throwing rumors out there that Ralph felt like he should gotten paid more because he does the bulk of the singing, okay? But if you're a New Edition fan, there are a lot of songs that the other members have sung on as well. Ricky Bell has a few songs with New Edition, Johnny Gill, Bobby Brown, Ralph. So they could easily, if it was a problem of Ralph doing the bulk of the singing, they could easily create a playlist of a lot of their hits where, other members are sharing in on the singing as well. But once again, like I stated earlier in this video, it has more to do with the finances, okay? And, money, I know it's a bad thing to fight and argue about, but the draw that they were collecting on these concerts wasn't a big draw for all 6 members. That's why slowly but surely you will see maybe 4 of them go on, opening up a show, or maybe 5, or maybe 3, things of that nature. So Ralph decided to tour with Keith Sweat and Johnny Gill. Now, Keith Sweat and Johnny Gill, they have a history with one another because they did Levert, Sweat, and Gill, LSG. And I think they're trying to reassemble that again, allowing Ralph to take over Levert's place because Levert has passed, God rest his soul. So, and they're doing smaller venues, and they can probably, it's more beneficial for Ralph to tour with Sweat and Johnny Gill versus touring with all 6 members. Now you got to split it 6 ways. Now, Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Ralph, they're all going to come with their own tour. And basically this tour is going to, they're going to be, the majority of the songs are, everyone should know this by now, they're going to be Bobby Brown songs and BBD songs. A lot of people seem to forget that Bobby Brown performed. It was one time Ricky Bell was unavailable, and Bobby Brown sung Do Me. So I think this is this plan, even though it's not, you're not getting what you really want, which is all 6 members of New Edition. But if you're a New Edition fan, you're going to have the opportunity to see them twice, probably in your city. You'll see Ralph with Johnny Gill, with Keith Sweat when they come to town, and then a possibility seeing Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike when they come to your town. So you're getting, you're getting double treatment if you're a fan of these guys. Okay. Now, eventually they're going to go back in the studio and try to rekindle the magic and bring bring that old chemistry back of New Edition. Okay. But people seem to forget Xscape went through this. When Candy no longer wanted to tour with Xscape, Xscape not only changed their name, but they had a new album. It could be a possibility similar, that process could be popular with Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike doing an album with all 4 of them with some songs. And then later on down the pipeline, they bring back New Edition. New Edition have been doing this on and off for years now, decades now. New Edition had problems with Bobby Brown. They let Bobby Brown do his thing. And then when Bobby Brown was, somewhat acting right, if you want to call it that, he came back and toured with New Edition again. Okay. Then then everybody had a problem with everybody, and they broke off and they did their own things. Now, these 6 guys, they're so talented. BBD is gonna, they came out with 3 Stripes. That's a pretty dope ass record. If you haven't downloaded, you need to go ahead and check that out. Bobby Brown hasn't came out with any new material. Johnny Gill came out with a couple of songs or 2. And it's a possibility that the New Edition project is probably put on hold, on hiatus. They may get back into it like a couple of years down the road, but clearly by this new direction, Ronnie, Ricky, Mike, and Bobby, they're gonna do their thing, and it's a possibility they might do an album with the foursome. And there's a possibility where Ralph Tresvant could probably do an album with Levert and Johnny Gill. They always wanted to do another LSG. The second album, the first album was the dopest. The second one, it was lackadaisical. It wasn't a lot of material there that gravitated anyone. But the opportunity of Ralph, Keith Sweat, and Johnny Gill doing an album like that, it's big. It's big time. And when and separated when they're getting their individual success or group success. The New Edition thing is still down the pipeline. Bobby Brown's going to have a biop on BET, I think September, the Bobby Brown story. And they're going to ride the wave of that motivation from that biop when they start touring. When you talk, they meaning Ronnie, Ricky, and Mike, as well as Bobby. So if you're a New Edition hardcore fan, eventually they're going to figure out a way to work this out, sort of say, to go in the studio to make the final album with all 6 members. Well, this will be the final New Edition album. I don't think they're going to make any more albums after that. They've been touring. They've been on the road for years. They're like the Rolling Stones of R&B. Okay, they're on tour year round, and fans are desperate. The New Edition fan base community, they're desperate. They want some new stuff to be entertained from. I mean, the only newest stuff that they when you're talking about the universe of New Edition is the BBD, the 3 Stripes, which is a pretty good dope album. There's a track on there with SWV. You guys should check that out as well. But the New Edition fan base have been hungering for, if we're not going to get a New Edition album, can we get a Ralph solo album? Can we get a Johnny solo album? Can we get a Bobby Brown? Or maybe another BBD. But I think the closest thing New Edition fans are going to get is this foursome group. They may come out with an album down the road. They might be working on it as of right now, and a possibility of Ralph Tresvant teaming up with Keith Sweat and Johnny Gill. Coming back with LSG. It won't be called LSG. It'll probably be called RSG. Okay, so there's a possibility for these things to hopefully happen. Okay, but guys, tell me what you think. Rate, comment, subscribe. It's your boy. I'm Chris the Dom One, and I am out. Deuces.